Hi, welcome back. Okay, now here's the situation. As I started to record this whole course, and I included the GIMP as a logical means of making graphics for the course, I realized there's another important tool which you may already have and you may want to use rather than using the GIMP, or rather than having to learn the GIMP. Yes, the GIMP is free, but there's a learning curve involved. Guess where there isn't a learning curve? If you've done your homework and you're up to speed and you give me the opportunity to give you a little help, I'm going to show you how to use PowerPoint to create course logos and graphics rather than the GIMP. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Here we are on a basic PowerPoint slide. I know that it's basic because I just created it, and we're about to create it again to prove that it's basic. I'm going to say, give me a new slide, and what we'd like is blank presentation. Go ahead and create that. And here we are in the blank presentation. Now, what you really don't need is the title on this. So we're going to click it, highlight it by clicking its edge, rather than if you click in here, you're just going to change the text. If you click its very edge, you're going to actually highlight the whole window, and you can hit the delete key to get rid of it. Now we actually have a blank slide. Now the problem is the blank slide is the wrong size when you use the default PowerPoint settings. So we're going to come up here to design. It's the fourth menu item in from the left, and we'll click on that. In the very left-hand corner is page setup. Click on that as the sub-menu item, and up comes the page setup. The option that we want is slides sized for. They're sized for a 4:3 ratio. We want them to be 16:9 or a widescreen high definition aspect ratio. So we'll click that and we'll say, okay, suddenly your slide has become wider. Now, the next thing we want to do is stick with design. Notice these things over here under themes to the right. Now, if we're creating a PowerPoint presentation, we're going to use these anyway. So we're going to run into these again, but why not use them for the course logo? They're free. They're royalty free, so we can use them for our course logos. How about this one here? Here's a very fancy theme that gives a very dramatic course logo intro. Let's pick that as our theme. Now, if we want to go ahead and insert text into this, all we've got to do is say insert text box. Okay, we go ahead anywhere, click, and start typing. Let's see, I've actually decided to rename this course to something else that I'm planning on potentially teaching, and that is HTML Bootstrap 3 and SSI, which stands for server-side include. Let's see if we can take this text and fancy it up enough to be a intro slide. So we'll click the whole area and we'll drag it over here. We'll get it just above and centered on that, but of course we got to make it larger. And a fancier font, I'm thinking. It's doing Garmund body. What happens if we go up in size to like 40? There we go. Now, we can also use different colors. We can use different fonts. Anything that you want to do here. If I want to select this and I want to put it in the font, something like 28 days later, something grungy, and then I take Bootstrap 3 and I want to put it in something, let's see, what about something delicate? This would be a horrible design for a banner or a logo for your course. So let's go ahead and we'll undo that. And we'll go ahead and we'll simply put, by inserting a text box down here, the author's name, Brian Jackson. The by has to be lowercase, and I'm going to insert the font size to say about 40. And then we'll select the area and we'll put it here. Centered. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is use the simplest, least cost tools that you can to produce this stuff. Hi, I've had a chance to play with the fonts and so on and make them a little larger. It's still very bleak to me. I think I would add some color. You may see this thing change before the final production comes out. But anyway, what I wanted to point out to you is once you get it to some point like this where you're finally happy with your production logo, and remember, we got this on the cheap. We got this out of PowerPoint, which is something you may already know how to use. Now I'm going to show you how to go ahead and save it. Now you're used to hitting File and then Save As to save this as something. And most of the time you save it as a PowerPoint presentation. However, in this case, we're going to save it as a PNG file. Keep on going down. Where is PNG? There it is. This is a portable network graphics format. This is an open format, unlike GIFs. It actually supports transparent layers and so on, although we don't have them, unlike JPEGs. And we are going to go ahead and replace and we'll just save this for the current slide only. That's the only thing that we want to save. And now we have saved a graphic image of this, our production logo for a course. Not very good. Let's see if we can go in and do a little work on this so that I can show you something a little better in between courses. So this is how to use PowerPoint as one option, a free option for producing course logos and images.